morning at 7:01 on this Thursday, November 9th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. We welcome you here on a Thursday morning. A little bit early this morning, but a little more time to talk about Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer to trade for anything it don't eat. Well, Paul is here this morning. Paul Tubbs, General Manager. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ronnie Kelly in sales. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Good to see you both. Get any sprinkles of rain on your windshield coming in?
Didn't get any rain coming in. It's mighty cloudy.
Yeah, I thought I saw just a little as I was leaving the house, but I think there is a little rain in the forecast, if not today, tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But it's still warm out there, and it's still like summertime almost. Well, we want to talk about there's change coming at Bates Ford. We've been talking about it for 6 months or longer, and it totally happened yet, but you're very well in the process.
We're getting close. Like I said, we got just getting all of our furniture. One of the things that when you do a new facility like that, Ford requires you to have all new furniture anywhere that the customer. I was over there yesterday actually with Tony. And, the customer lounge is beautiful. It's got a workstation for like 20 people where you can sit and you can hook up and plug up an iPad or a computer and it charges, or you can work right there. And there's also a lounge area. You can see out into the service department. The service department's massive. But, you had to get all new desks in the sales offices and in the finance offices, anywhere that the customer, all new service writing desk, the service write-up area. So getting all that furniture put in has been a task, but we're close. They were over there yesterday finishing some of the details. So hopefully, like I said, within the next few weeks, we got our fingers crossed, we'll be moving.
Yeah. And Ronnie, you getting a new desk?
Yeah, new desk. All new desk.
I've got an idea. I don't know how long you've had the one you have, but if you had it for a long time, I'm not so sure you want a new desk.
Well, a new desk, they kind of cut everything down. Everything is smaller now, more convenient. We'll go with a new golf cart.
You have more, probably do more things with computer and less paper to fumble through. Yeah. Okay. Well, of course, all of this is going to be at 1780 Franklin Road. You can view it from the interstate. The vision is good.
Yeah, it's beautiful when you cross over that Hartman Drive. I was headed over there the other day, and with my time of year I can't stand the most when it gets dark about 4:30, 4:45. Yeah. But I was headed over there at 5 o'clock, and they had the parking lot lights on, and the building was lit up, and it's an incredible sight. I really like how we faced it towards the interstate. It's got kind of a double front. When you pull in from Franklin Road, it actually looks like the front, but it's the back. Yeah. That's the service department. But yeah, it's impressive, and I'm just ready to get everything in motion.
Well, it's gonna. I'm wondering, are you going to have an official grand opening a little bit later on after you get in there?
Yeah, we're going to give time to get settled in. I get a million questions from employees a week about what about this, what about that, I'm like, we'll figure it out. So we're going to go over and get settled in and get everything put together. Then we'll have a grand opening. I talked to the chamber and Melanie and them, and they were asking about a grand opening. And I said we'd prefer just to get in and get everything settled, and then once we get all that, we'll put something together.
Well, let's talk about car deals. Ronnie, you've always got a deal for us, for everybody.
Always got a deal. Yes, right now we got many new cars. We got used cars galore. We got over 250 cars on our lot. I don't know what Paul done with all the service cars, but man, when we brought all these other cars in, our lot is full, and we got all types of deals. And if anybody need any pre-owned car or brand new car, we have it on our lot.
Now that you have a bigger selection of the new ones available, people come into that more than they were because of that?
Yes, we got people coming in now. Like, right now we still don't have like the 250 and 350 like we should have, but the ones we do have, people are coming in looking at those, And I got a guy came in yesterday looking at one, but I got to seek it out. Get him a white one instead of a red one. So I think we can make that work. But the thing over there is our new cars, it kind of help us to get a lot of great used cars. A lot of time, our new car customer that comes in, have already bought from us, so we got the trade-ins for, and we got something we could tell a story about. We got a vehicle that was bought here new, and one owner, and so a lot of people would buy that pre-owned car.
And you just make sure it's roadworthy and get it out there ready to sell.
Yeah, and one of the things is I was going over the inventory yesterday. There's some really hard to find vehicles that we got that's kind of unusual. We got a little Transit Connect that I actually ordered for a friend of mine 3.5 years ago, and it came in just a couple weeks ago, and he actually bought another one that I traded for used, so he already had one because he was waiting on it. We've got an F-350 dually that's very hard to find. We got a Bronco. We got a Raptor F-150. So one of the things when we started this whole process, Tony and myself sat down with Ford, and we said, we're going to step into this venture of building a brand new facility. We need support as far as more vehicles and more inventory, and they actually have come through with that. So, but there's some very, we got Super Duties that we didn't have before that we had. The Transit, the Bronco. We've got a green 2-door Bronco on the lot that's, people are waiting 2 and 3 years to get, that we got ready to sell.
All right. Well, I guess we the new cars, the used cars, you have a great team of people who are doing that, and I guess you could sort of say headed up by Ronnie. He's been there for 36 years, soon to be 37.
Yes, sir.
And still going strong.
Still going strong.
The service after the sale and the oil changes and the tires and the batteries and all the other that you do, you stay really busy doing that.
Yeah, that was kind of our reasoning for building a new facility. Like Ronnie was talking about, we had service cars that was over on where we kept our new cars, because during COVID and other times we didn't have as many new vehicles. Now we've got more vehicles. We're trying to kind of cram it in our current location. That was one of the reasons that we came together to build this new facility, is because we needed a much larger service department. Our new facility's got about 40 bays. Me and Tony actually did a TV commercial highlighting our service department, highlighting the dealership. One of the things, with service is oil changes. And I had a customer, and I want to make clear that we let everybody know, we do a $39.95 oil change, but it's a synthetic blended oil. We did a customer's oil change last week on a Honda, and he got to the cashier's office, and he said, "Oh, you're on the radio offering $39.95. I said, "Well, sir, you got a Honda that takes full synthetic, and we want to make sure we put the right oil. Last thing Bates Ford wants to do is put the incorrect oil, a cheaper oil or something that's not specified by the manufacturer in a vehicle. So any kind of Honda, Toyota, or off-brand vehicle, it might take a full synthetic. We can't do that for $39.95. Most of the conventional vehicles, Ford, GM, Dodge, things like that, will do the 5-quart $39.95. Our new service department is going to be a great asset. We've got all brand new tire machines, balance machines, alignment machines, all brand new racks. So it's going to be a really big kickoff. We do the $39.95 oil change up to 5 quarts. We'll meet or beat anybody's price on tires. We're doing a lot of tires right now. I have customers call us. If you need a set of tires, give us a call. All you got to do is give us the size, and we'll look it up and give you a price. You don't have to come down. And then when you buy a set of tires, you get lifetime rotation. And also, we're doing free pickup and delivery. I got a lot of people taking advantage of this pickup and delivery program where they're calling us. We're staying on the road all day, going and getting customers' cars, bringing them back, servicing them. And that's turned out to be a good program. So we got a lot going on. Once we get over to 1780 Franklin Road, we'll be full bore service department running wide open.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. See you next Thursday. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Okay, it takes us 10 minutes after the hour, and we're featuring our friends from the City of Lebanon Police Department this morning, and we actually have 2 of them today. But let me introduce Officer Richard Clark, Public Information Officer for the Lebanon Police Department. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Nice to see you. And we have Zach Patton with us this morning. Zach, good to have you again.
Good morning. Good to see you. Good to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm well. I was kind of glad to see some rain falling on the windshield this morning. So,
yeah, it's right there. According to the and I do believe them, the TV weather people say we're somewhere between 7 and 8 inches under what is normal. We've had that much deficit in rain, so yes, it's dry. We could use some rain. What's on your mind this morning, Mr. Clark, Officer Clark?
Well, we've had a busy past month and still got a few things coming up that are decent size events. But October kept us busy out in the community and trying to see new faces and meet people and try to make sure that they get to see us in a different light as well. And we've got of course, with Veterans Day tomorrow, we got our Veterans Day parade Saturday, which we really hope to see quite a good turnout and come support our veterans. And then before we see you again, of course, the biggest parade of the year, we're going to have the Christmas parade.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering, you had, and the mayor talked about this a little bit yesterday, you had pretty much a special day earlier this week. I guess it was Wednesday over to Jimmy Floyd Center. Were you all part of that?
Yeah, so that was the wellness session for Lebanon, the city of Lebanon. So any of the city of Lebanon employees got to come over there, and I think they had over 40 vendors or something like that set up just for kind of wellness. So, the city of Lebanon really looks after their employees, and there was a lot of good booths, and signed up for a lot of good healthy things, and they gave away some very healthy food and healthy snacks, and it was a good time. We had several from our department stop in and get some food and, just get some wellness in.
Yeah, I understand you're playing cornhole over there. Did either one of you get to do any of that?
I didn't.
I did not participate in any cornhole, but I was thinking about it. I was eyeing the game over there. I just couldn't find any good stiff competition. They didn't want me to beat them.
Well, the mayor said they were playing 27 feet. 27 feet is regulation, except for seniors, it's 21. And actually, it's senior citizens, and we play 20 feet. So that is an advantage.
I'm 1 foot under regulation.
I can't. I do well to hit the board at 27 feet. But anyway, that's one of the many things that's going on. And of course, in the meantime, you have the patrolman out doing. And I've heard that maybe there's been an effort to slow traffic down a little bit here lately, and certain areas of town that been policed more, and a number of tickets been written. And
that's definitely something that we're trying to put a priority in is slowing down, especially in our residential areas. And I know we've said it before, going through a neighborhood or any residential street's not like you're going to be at the Nashville Super Speedway. You need to slow down. Always watch for children. You never know if a child's going to run across the street right out in front of you. But yeah, we've definitely been focusing on that lately.
Does that fairly effective? I mean, it does. I would think that it does get people's attention.
It does get their attention, and when you see out there right now in some of those streets and neighborhoods, we have small radar signs out on the signs, and I've noticed a difference. Even when I'm not in my police vehicle, I see that, okay, hey, it's got people's attention in this area, but it's still one of those to educate the public, and that's not saying we're out there writing tickets to everyone we stop. It's just we're out here to educate you to slow down and try to watch out and be mindful.
Well, I know we were talking about a particular street here, and that's even been discussed on city council, I think, because the people some of them almost afraid to go to their mailbox with the traffic flying by so fast. What's Wynwood Drive, I guess it is, and a study is being done as to what to do there. And I know Tick Bryan addressed that too last Thursday when he was here, and they're working on it. But we all have a tendency to if we're not really aware when you're in your car, your mind's maybe on something else, and you're in a hurry to get somewhere, and if you don't watch that speedometer and don't drive carefully, maybe you need a warning. Maybe you need to be told to slow down some way.
Yeah, it's that. I don't believe that that's the department's goal is to go and pull everyone over and write a citation, but like I said, let's educate you, and you did say it. I mean, you get in a car, especially these newer cars, you get driving, you're just thinking about the day, or you're dealing with family or whatever you're dealing with, and you don't even realize how fast you're going. It doesn't feel like it. So it is hey, here's a reminder. This is the speed
and those units that sit out there and tell your speed, that is a good reminder. I think most people will at least see them as they go by. I always do.
I've definitely noticed them. I mean, you mentioned Wynwood, and I live out in that area, and I see it quite a bit. So it's definitely a deterrent.
Okay, we've got a lot more to talk about, and we'll do that after we go to a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator. plus 0% financing is going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're wrapping up a grass fire on 40 westbound. It's going to be at Stewart's Ferry Pike. It's slowing down that traffic just a bit, or at least it was a few minutes ago, coming through the Hermitage area. It's just really heavy, leaving Wilson County, headed towards Nashville on I-40 going westbound. Still crowded on 24 westbound through the Hickory Hollow area. Still see a lot of volume, slowing down traffic over here on 840 in Paytonsville. Princess Hot Chicken is hiring at all 4 locations. Check them out at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
When it comes to Medicare plans designed to meet your needs and budget, there's no place like Farm Bureau Health Plans. We've got Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare supplements, Part D, dental, vision, designed with folks like you in mind. Visit our office at 214 North Castle Heights here in Lebanon. You can see Charlotte Webster for your Medicare or other health plan needs. You can always get a quote for auto, home, life insurance, and also commercial insurance. Then again, West Dugan, Farm Bureau, Castle Heights office.
We continue here on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us, Officer Richard Clark, the Lebanon Police Department, along with Zach Patton. And you were talking about the Halloween that we had on the square, I believe, Zach.
Yes.
In the break here, and you wanted to mention some of that.
Yeah, so, Halloween, honestly, fall is a really busy time for the police department because everyone wants, a police present at these events and things like that. And, right off the rip, I want to give a shout out to our emergency services unit. I don't know if many people know about them, but they are made up of cops and civilians, and they respond to large-scale and small-scale emergencies. But they are vital in essentially helping us do all these events. They're kind of over our CERT volunteer program and our reserve program, so they kind of help us, coordinate these events and, safely, run them. So I think several hundred hours went into all the community events that we did this month, and, a lot of them were trunk or treats. We went to Maple Hill Church of Christ, Spartans Creek, and then we had Halloween on the Square, and those were all huge events. Then, we had Halloween, and we had extra patrols set up in just about, most of the major big neighborhoods that officers were rolling through and sitting in, and even our police chief got out and sat in the neighborhood and was, just being a present and just making sure, everything Halloween went safe for, our citizens. So,
And I understand, Officer Clark, that you had a few days off, might not have participated in all of it, but helped plan it.
I did. I took a little time off, spent with the family, and we were very busy up until the day I left. But, we had the Taste of Wilson County, which was an amazing event, large event. It was really great to see a lot of the community out for that. That was actually my first time attending that. But, yeah, I did. I took a few days off, and now I'm back, and we're running, and we got some more events coming up.
Yeah, Taste of Wilson County, I think, is a wonderful thing because of the purpose for it, the teacher grants. The money that is raised from that goes to teacher grants, which enhances education. Teachers get some things in their classroom to use that they probably wouldn't have otherwise, and just a real enhancement to education. And we usually have a great turnout for that.
It was an amazing turnout.
Yeah,
the food was phenomenal.
Food was great. Yeah. Food was incredible. I highly suggest it next year if you haven't been, because this was my first time too, and it was great. And it's a good cause, like you said.
Anything else either one of you been involved in you want to talk about, or talk about what's coming up? Either way.
Well, it's the Christmas season. I was talking to someone last night. I'm like, why do you have your tree up already? And I'm like, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. And they're like, well, Thanksgiving is a holiday. Christmas is a season. I'm like, well, that's a valid point. I guess Christmas is a season. So if you want to have your Christmas tree up already, I guess that's okay. But with Christmas coming up, we actually just had Christmas on the Mill this past weekend, and we were set up and had a mailbox for kids to send letters to Santa, and that will soon, I think, be put up in our lobby. So if you have a kid that wants to write a letter to Santa, they can drop it off in our lobby, and it'll get sent to Santa.
I passed by there and noticed a great big crowd, and actually I think they needed police over there. Some of you for traffic control and getting people in and out.
Yeah, so we actually had multiple officers and reserve officers. They were running trams and then just doing traffic control and also being a presence inside because they had several vendors too. So any large shopping event like that, you want an officer present just to deter any thievery or anything.
One of the things about what you do, the police work goes on 365 days a year and 366 when it's leap year, 24/7. There's never a time when there's not somebody there doing the police work, which means when you have holidays, and just like Officer Clark, you got time off. That's nice, but still, somebody's got to be there all the time. And then when you have a holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever, somebody, I guess, gets off. Somebody's got to work. How do you all handle all that?
We're staffed well, and we have good support from our administration. We're as you said, we're always going to have someone there. We're always going to be there to assist or help anyone in need, and I kind of bounce that onto, you mentioned it's the holiday season. I knew that I wanted to get this out this morning and across Wilson County and a little bit broader than that, but it's that time of year. We talk about it in the past of securing your vehicles and your valuables, and people are going to be out shopping, and I want to make sure that not necessarily trying to make it easier for you and your holidays, but secure your vehicles. Don't leave things where you make it easy for somebody to get in there. They see items, and if you don't secure it, try to find ways to hide those things that you're shopping for. Put it in the trunk, cover them up.
Yeah, really, it's not that difficult. And I don't know, I'll be honest, a few years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I never even locked my car. I always lock my car anymore. My car is locked right now, and it's sitting outside the station here. And my car, when it sits in the driveway at home, it's always locked. Now, if you've got anything of value at all, it's not all that difficult to cover it up or put it in a trunk if your trunk's not already full. But just little things like that can be a great deterrent. It's got to be.
It definitely is.
If I'm out here wanting to take something that's not mine from somebody, and one car is locked and the other is not, well, obviously, I'm going after the one that's not locked. And if you see valuables all over the place, that's the one you want, probably. Not one you don't want to go and find out. Have to go dig through a bunch of stuff to see if it's in somebody else. That's just 101 common sense, I think.
It is, and we're going to do our part as well. We're doing extra patrols and throughout the city, and I know other agencies will be doing the same thing, but we can't be everywhere at one time. So being able to kind of police yourself and secure your valuables and try not to make it easy for someone.
Do we have as much of that as we ever had? Is it still going on a lot?
I honestly, I think it really varies in time. I'm not going to say that it's worse at one point in time. We can't predict when someone's going to do any mischief, but it's definitely, you can always educate and remind people to secure your valuables.
Well, the other thing we hear about, the sheriff and I talked a little bit about this the other day as well, the porch pirates. And there's so many people that are having things delivered anymore. The different companies where you order and they bring it to your house, and if you're not there, and that's a little bit different situation. What can be done about that?
Well, the one thing I do, because I think certain delivery drivers may know my wife's name by a first name basis, but you end up looking, we have security cameras around our house. They're pretty inexpensive now. They're very good quality, and that is a huge thing. Now, will it necessarily stop the person from coming to your front porch and taking the items? Possibly not, but you at least would have video evidence of who the person is, what the car is, and that's one thing that I have done personally.
Now, if you're a big shopper on Amazon, like I assume a lot of people are, they offer package locker pickups. So there's a couple package lockers somewhere in and around Lebanon. And if you don't want, a package delivered right to your front door, you can have it sent to one of those package lockers around town. And when you get off work, you can go by and pick it up from one of them secure package lockers. So that's another good alternative to having it left on your porch because, with the Christmas season coming up, people are going to be getting valuables, delivered right to their front door. So that's another deterrent.
Yeah, I don't know what advantage it is to have a sign that says "Beware of the dog," or secured by Smith and Wesson.
And that's one of those. If it makes you feel better, but it doesn't. It's just a deterrent as well. So it's try to be mindful, and all of us work really hard for what we're going to provide our families for the holidays, and that's the last thing we want to do is to not have those items.
Yeah, well, and all you can do is just keep reminding people of this, but hopefully people will lock their cars or will cover their valuables. They will figure out the best way if a package is going to arrive for that not maybe to sit on your front porch or wherever it's left all day long. Maybe a neighbor could help you out in those situations. A lot of you can be resourceful and avoid a lot of this, I guess is a way to say it.
You just got to think about it and have a plan.
Yeah. We got a couple of minutes. What else is going on? What else y'all want to tell us this morning?
Well, I mentioned it in the beginning, but I really do. It'd be nice to see our community come support our Veterans Saturday. We got the parade. I believe we're going to leave. Started at 10 o'clock, and then we got the ceremony at 11 at the Wilson County Veterans Museum, and that is always a great event. And being able to have our community support the veterans, that would be a nice thing to see this weekend. I don't think the weather, it ain't going to be as warm as it has been, but it still looks like it's going to be a pretty decent weather Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a program with Bill Moss about that tomorrow, and we'll get maybe more details. It's usually been held outside, weather permitting, and I remember one time going to it, and it was on the inside there, and I guess that was because of the weather. I've forgotten, but we do. I think we do a pretty good job here of honoring our veterans. There are a number of veterans breakfasts that are held, and the veterans are pretty much held in high esteem here. And this is their day, and I think they deserve the honors and the recognition that they get.
100% they do.
Yeah.
And then on the
Go ahead.
November 16th, we have the Christmas lighting on the square. So, that'll be another big event that, we'll light the Christmas tree on the square just to officially usher in the holiday season.
Yeah, Mayor was talking about that yesterday. I think quite a bit is planned for that event.
Yep, and then obviously Black Friday on the square. That's going to be a thing this year.
Christmas on the square.
Yeah, Christmas on the square, Black Friday on the square. I think businesses on Black Friday are opening up at like midnight on Thanksgiving, I think. Do you know much about that? I think so, but I know we're going to have several officers at that event just because there's so much shopping and stuff going on. And then Christmas on the square, we'll shut down the square. That's December the 2nd, and that's the Saturday before the Christmas parade. So
and December 3rd is the Christmas parade. So.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that. We'll be there, and just come see us in our Santa hats, right?
All right. Well, thank you all for being with us today. A lot of good information, and we'll see you next month. Officer Richard Clark, who is the Public Information Officer, along with Zach Patton, Public Information Officer as well. The two of you work fairly well together, don't you? And
I feel like we do.
See each other
appreciate
every day. All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Yes,
That's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, so please keep it here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways thanks to our friends at Bates Ford. And they've got that special on an oil change. It's $39.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still seeing very heavy traffic flow on 24 westbound. Try and get out of Rutherford County up through the Hickory Hollow area. It's still a bit heavy coming through Hermitage right now. We did have a grass fire earlier out there on 40 westbound at Stewart's Ferry Pike. That's looking much better as traffic continues to build coming in from Wilson County towards Nashville. It's busy up there on Vietnam Vets to Hendersonville at the moment, westbound on Vietnam Vets towards Conference Drive. Prince's Hot Chicken is hiring at all 4 locations. You can find out more information by logging on to princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Are you thinking about buying a new home? Let A.G. & Johnson assist you with your new home search. From the first-time home buyer to the empty nester, we are experienced in all facets of the home buying process. We will be with you every step of the way. No matter if you are buying, selling, downsizing, or upsizing, we can assist you with your real estate needs. Call us at 615-444-0909 or find us online at agandjohnson.com or Facebook A.G. & Johnson Realty. A.G. & Johnson is your community's trusted realty and auction company.
As we go through the day today, a 60% chance of showers in Middle Tennessee, mainly this afternoon and evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy at high of around 70. Showers continuing tonight. We'll see that low down to 46. Showers for your Friday, mainly before noon, high of 55. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Thursday morning. Our regulars at 7:30. A.G. Johnson built-in auction people. We've got Jay White with us again. Jay, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Ellie and Senior Cash, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you both, of course. A.G. Johnson Realty Auction, 728 West Main in Lebanon. Phone number
615-444-0909.
And that website, www.agandjohnson.com. Well, you're still in the auction business big time, Jay.
We are, Coleman, we are. And this morning, I guess I'm going to start with Saturday and finish up with today's sale, if that's okay. But anyway, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, it's 7 acres, an executive home. It's out on Sparta Pike, just a beautiful brick home out there. If you're looking for a larger home on 7-acre tract, it's kind of an estate-like setting. It is just a great place to be. So come out and be with us Saturday morning and up on Sparta Pike, just in the Waterdown community up there, just a house that doesn't need anything at all but moving in. It would be a great opportunity to buy at your price. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. It's at 12175 Sparta Pike. If you'd like to take a look at this, if you just give us a call, we'd be glad to set up a viewing for you. But come out and be with us. If you're interested in buying a nice home in the Watertown community, this would be a good opportunity to do so.
That picture looks terrific.
And the pictures doesn't do it justice. It looks as good. It looks better in person than it does in a picture. But I mean, it is a great looking place, a great place.
Definitely want to see this one.
You do. And then Saturday afternoon, we're moving just to the other side of Watertown on South Commerce Road at 4610 South Commerce Road. And we're going to sell a little small country home over there. It needs some renovation. But if you're interested in a small project in a nice community there, kind of in the Commerce community, right close to Tracy Road, it's a little older frame home with just a little work. It would be just a show place. All it needs is a white picket fence in front of it. Mm-hmm. It is a nice little house out there, and come out and be with us there. And then next Saturday, on November the 8th, we're going to Mount Juliet. We're selling 15 acres in Mount Juliet, and we're going to sell it in 7 building tracts. It's close to the Old Hickory Lake out there. All the utility water's out there. We've had it soil tested. If you're looking for a premier tract in the Mount Juliet area, come out and be with us. It is in the county. It's actually located between Mount Juliet and the Davison County line. It's just a rare opportunity to buy some beautiful building tracts down there. Have a little acreage with them. So just come out. You just need to go, and if you're interested in that area, you need to go out and take a look. It's just very seldom we get to sell such nice tracks in that area anymore. It's so densely populated down there. This is a beautiful tract of land. I'm just really excited about being able to opportunity to sell that down there, and come out and be with us. Come out and view it, look at it beforehand. If you got any questions, give us a call.
I was going to say that's rare. That's very rare that comes up.
Then there'll be few. Every time you sell one like that in that area, there's less and less, and this is one of the last opportunities you'll have to buy this kind of acreage at your price. Then down there next Saturday morning. So come out and be with us. And I guess the most exciting thing we need to talk about today is today. At 10 o'clock, at 9 o'clock this morning, we're going to start. So just as soon as I leave here, we've got to get started and get real busy. We've already kind of been at it this morning already. But we're going to be selling the county surplus sale today. We've got the county surplus auction. It happens today. At 9 o'clock, we're going to go out and be at the landfill. At 9 this morning when I leave here, we're headed that direction. We've got 7 vehicles out at the landfill that we're going to sell, some bigger trucks and a fire engine out there, a fire truck that's out there, and we've got some roll-off trucks, just some, if you need some heavy equipment, big freight liners, come out at 9 o'clock at the landfill. We'll be selling 7 vehicles. After we sell those 7 vehicles, we'll be traveling back to the James E. Ward Center out at the fairgrounds, and we'll be selling the remainder of all the surplus equipment. We've got just about anything that you would want, anything that you desire is probably, there's a piece of it out there. We've got a building, one of these big cattle barns out there. What do they call it?
We're in the Q barn.
The Q barn. We're located in the Q barn over in the cattle area.
Yeah. So coming off Tennessee Boulevard, so we're on that side of the fairgrounds, coming to the Q barn, and we'll be out there.
And the best way to get in is from the Tennessee Boulevard exit. That's the shortest way into the Q barn. That's probably the best way to navigate it. We're also selling 8 buses. They brought those in yesterday. Most of these buses are out there now. It looks like they drove them all in, but they look nice. They're standing proud and tall, and they've got them all washed up, and these buses look great. But we've got everything from kitchen equipment to
school equipment. There's electronics. There's keyboards. There's ovens. There's 3-part stainless sinks. There's desks, pews,
printers, computers. I mean, if you name it, it's just amazing what we've got out there today.
The surplus equipment and I guess a lot of people come for this and for a lot of different reasons because you have such a variety.
That's true. I mean, there'll be a great group of people out there today. Last year we were out there, and we had folks from, basically up in Kentucky and all the way down into Alabama, and scattered around different parts of, close, and a lot of local people too. I mean, lots of folks from Wilson County, DeKalb County, Smith County, but I don't really. They loaded trucks after truck after truck of that. I don't really know where it all went, but I mean there is some good stuff out there to sell, and if you're there's just too much to talk about. We'll be there most of the day. Yeah. I hadn't planned to do anything else today.
So it is the Wilson County Schools, Wilson County Government Surplus Auction.
Yeah. All right. Well, and it starts at the landfill out on Dump Road, and about an hour out there maybe?
We will probably be out there about 30, 45 minutes, and then we'll start at the fairgrounds at 10 o'clock also. So if you're not interested, we've got 7 vehicles out at the landfill. If you're not interested in any of these bigger trucks, just come on out to the Ward Center, and we're going to get started at 10 o'clock. At the James E. Ward Center. We'll start with desks and computers and all types of chairs and office chairs, and then we'll start there at 10 o'clock. And so come out and be with us this morning. We've just got a big day out there today.
Right. Well, we're about out of time here. Anything you want to say quickly?
Just come on out and see us at the Ag Center today.
All right, great. Y'all have a great one. We'll do it again next Thursday. Okay.
Thank you.
A.G. Johnson Realty and Auction, again, located at 728 West Main, and that phone number is 615-444-0909. We are 20 minutes before the hour, and I have a gentleman to talk to this morning named Floyd Donovan. And Floyd Donovan, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's nice to have you with us today, and I don't know how many people would recognize your name, but you are connected with the Hearn House, right?
That's correct, yes, sir.
So with that, that's about all I know so far. We're going to find out a few things this morning. Tell us, first of all, just a little bit about you. Have you lived here most of your life?
Yes, sir. I was born in Nashville, and my family lived just off the bypass on Fairview for years, and we're just selling the property probably next week.
Yeah.
So a long time.
What mostly have you done in your life as your occupation and that sort of thing?
My father was a mechanic, and I kind of grew up in his shadow and got into the electrical field, and I've worked as an electrical estimator and construction manager for about 45 years, and I'm right at retirement at this point, still working from home, don't have to drive in that Nashville traffic.
Isn't that nice?
Yes, sir, I don't miss it a bit.
Yeah. Well, what is the Hearn House?
The Hearn House is a men's transition location on Park Avenue here in Lebanon, and we rent a facility from Mr. Stallings there, where we house men who have struggled with life, homeless. Some have come from incarceration. Some just down on their luck. A lot of times people don't give up their problems and addictions until they hit rock bottom. Mm-hmm. And a lot of men are in that shape that are either local or come from around, this general area. And a lot of times the best thing for a man is to get away from where he got in trouble. And we will get people from out of town because they want to get a new start.
Do you have does this all range in all ages, really, young and old?
Yes, we have some young men that are, hardly college age, all the way up to gentlemen who are fully retired in their late 70s.
How did you get involved with this?
Our church was involved, and we had a facility where one of the elders of the church, Gail Hearn, who the house is named after, rented a house over on Martin here in Lebanon, mm-hmm. and he rented it so that people who were coming out of incarceration would have a place to go to kind of get their feet back under them. He rented that facility, and it was just a home, and the neighborhood got friendly with it, and was a good part of the neighborhood. But pretty soon the building was running over with men because of the need was even bigger than I think maybe what we realized. Mm-hmm. And we were lucky to find a facility out on Park Avenue from Mr. Stallings, who owns an old medical building that was a much more allowed a much more room for the men to have individual rooms, which for a transition house, that's a unique situation that men aren't having to sleep and share a single bedroom between 2 or 3 guys, maybe even more. And we are able to give our men individual rooms for some privacy.
How many people are involved in running the Hearn House, and how is that kind of set up?
We have one manager, Ron Cloyd. He's a member at College Hills Church of Christ, and he was in military special forces, and he does a great job. He's street smart, and that's what you need in dealing with people that are struggling, and a lot of their life they've been kind of tricking people to think things are different from what reality really is. And we desperately need someone in a position of leadership there at the house that understands that and can see through the smoke, that screen that a lot of times someone might put up, so they know we need to be on an honest level here and be truthful about how things are. And if we're weak,
are many of these veterans?
Some are. That's no limitation or any type or requirement for that, but we're open to veterans, certainly.
Yeah. Well, what about funding? Are you in need of money necessary? I mean, I'm sure it takes so much to do this. You have I guess the church is helping you here.
We get some help from the church. The men that live there pay rent weekly. We think it's very reasonable compared to what rent is out in the community, and that's on purpose because in most cases they don't have money. They may not have ability to drive. They may not have hardly anything except the clothes on their back when they come there. So we have to provide, needs, just common needs, clothing, a place to sleep, some guidance, and that's really what the Hearn House was developed for, to try to give people a place to start when they've been at the bottom.
Okay. All right. We need to take a break right here. Floyd Donovan is my guest. We're talking about the Hearn House, and we've got a lot more to talk about, and we'll after this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and the Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns a vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We still have heavy traffic flow trying to get in from Rutherford County on 24 westbound. That remains heavy up through Antioch. Traffic still heavy also in from Wilson County through Hermitage on 40 west as you come past Central Pike. Traffic's really crowded on Vietnam Vets westbound, working your way towards Conference Drive. Hey, get rid of that old junk car today by calling Cash for Junk Cars Boswell Towing. That number 615 area code 979-7897. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and we got some great deals for you. Ford is offering free pickup and delivery. That's right, free pickup and delivery. If you need your vehicle service, give us a call at Bates Ford. We'll come pick it up, service it, and deliver it back to you free of charge. We got $39.95 oil changes, meter beat anybody's price on tires, cheapest battery in town. On the sales side, we've got 0% interest is back. We've got a great new and used inventory on www.tonybatesford.com. That's Bates Ford, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And if you just turned our way, thank you so much. We're talking about the Hearn House this morning, and Floyd Donovan is my guest and knows all about it because you've worked so closely with this. You were telling me that Dr. Larry Locke did a lot of what you are doing in the beginning, maybe, and then when he became incapacitated, you were asked to take over. And so, how much of your time is spent with what you do? Is this like kind of like a second job or something, maybe?
Well, sometimes, it takes more time than others. It's got a lot to do with the needs that the men express. And, so a lot of times they need just general support. Sometimes they need one-on-one mentoring. And that's one of the things we're looking for is men who might be willing to mentor to individuals who are trying to get their feet back underneath them.
Generally speaking, how many do you have at one time? And that may vary a little, but I'm just guessing how big the capacity of the Hearn House.
The numbers move up and down weekly. We try to maintain, say, at least 15 men currently, up to close to 20 a lot of times. And that's with all the rooms that we have prepared for sleeping quarters being completely full. Matter of fact, we've had some of the men that would even share their room with somebody that would be there when they're not, just because he didn't have any place else to go.
And we're talking about a men-only situation.
Yes, sir, that is
here.
correct.
Well, now, do some of them have families?
Yeah, children.
But they
spouses.
come there, and is there any average length of stay? Maybe
we kind of set a 1 year anticipation length for how long someone might be there, depending on their situation and what they have to go back to or how far they progress, as long as they're following the rules. And we have pretty stringent rules because that's the only way we can maintain the facility in a safe manner.
I just happened to, and I hope I'm not asking this out of turn or whatever, but we know about the Brooks House, which has been for ladies.
That's correct.
Liz Reese has looked after all this. Is this maybe a little bit similar to the Brooks House and for men?
Yes, sir, it is. We are kind of structured similarly. We believe that, only God can really get someone's life back together. So the programs and the study that we do on a weekly basis, our minister, Kevin Owen, meets with the men once a week. We have a Bible study in our church currently every Sunday right before the main service. And then tonight we'll have another meeting where we're studying books that have biblical guidance and backgrounds. Currently we're studying a book called Measure of a Man by Gene Getz. It's a wonderful book. I guess in 6 years we've probably been through it 4 times, just because even as, trying to give them guidance, we get a lot out of that type of study.
No two people are exactly alike, and their problems are not exactly alike, although there are a lot of similarities. But each one is an individual, and sometimes I'm guessing it just takes maybe a short time for some to come in there and get adjusted and get their feet back on the ground. Others, you say you allow up to a year.
Or even more. We've got a few that have been there a couple, 3 years.
What have you had quite a bit of success in these people getting, let's say, rehabilitated and back on their feet? I don't guess everybody's going to succeed. There are usually a few that drop through the cracks, as we say. But what about the success rate?
I would think that it's, at least 25% that we're aware of. A lot of times when they leave, we don't get feedback from them beyond that. We know that when they left, they were clean and that they were trying and that, they've got some goals that they've set for themselves. And we try to get them to formalize that so that what they say is important to them and hopefully would be consistent with Scripture is something that they not only verbalize or think about where it's just a dream, but to literally have written it out and tried to formalize some steps to obtain those goals.
It's alcohol abuse and drug abuse maybe the biggest culprit and one of the biggest things you fight here.
I think that is absolutely correct. Of course, as humans, we can become addicted to a number of things. There's pornography, there's just lots of things that can draw men away from what God has intended for them. And we are open to try to help people that struggle with any of those, because getting back to God is where the solution is. And everything that we study and that we try to train them in, whether it be our minister or us as directors, is biblically oriented literature. A number of them also attend AA or NA or PA or some of the addiction resources that are available in the community.
What are your needs? Are you really self-sufficient, or do you encourage people who would be led to do so to contribute to you?
We're trying to become more of a community-wide organization. We have applied for and understand we have our 501c3 now, and we're looking for leadership for the Hearn House community-wide, all types of backgrounds, male, female, minorities, majorities, anybody that's interested in this kind of a service to men who are struggling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess what the biggest hurdle is whatever they're really fighting, the drug addiction or alcoholism, this sort of thing. But then there are some people could better themselves with a little bit of education or a little bit being pushed in the right direction of what they're capable of doing. And I'm talking about bettering themselves with a job. Hopefully they. And by the way, that's something else. Are they required to have a job?
Yes.
After a period of time, I guess.
Well, we quickly try to help them obtain employment, and sometimes we have to help with transportation because they've lost their driver's license, don't have an automobile, may not have anything, like I say, other than a shirt on their back when they show up. And sometimes, they're a lot better off, and then they learn that, helping other people helps them.
Yeah, their family situation, and I guess each one of them is a little bit different. But if you can have some encouragement from family members, that no doubt helps a lot.
Yes, and we allow that at the facility or to other places. We try to keep a stringent clock and tell the men we need them here by dark or close to that, because it seems like evil breeds in the dark. And we don't want the men to get back towards those kind of problems. So having them keep a good schedule is important to us. Mm-hmm. And we can be open to some other things, like when a man might have to work a late shift. It's just we need them right back so that we can make sure that they're not getting into trouble again.
If somebody listening today said, I would like to help, is money one of the big things that?
Yes, sir. You've asked
monetary?
that. We're kind of self-maintained at this point. The number of people we have pays the rent, pays the utilities, allows us to have supplies, but we're constantly being given materials that are needed for the sleeping quarters, clothing. We have a group from our church that feeds the men once a week, get them a home-cooked meal for a change. And we're hoping that someday we would be able to build a facility here in this community that might hold 20 men originally, and maybe have the facilities to grow to another floor, which we think probably 20 men is about how many one manager can oversee. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it almost has to double or increase the number of men beyond a certain point.
Do you is this problem really growing? Are there more people who need what you're doing now than there were 10 years ago?
I believe that it is, yes, sir. The types of addictions are more extreme than they've been in the past. A lot of times, some of the new drugs that are out there, one time and you're hooked.
Yeah.
And they can be the consequences of taking them when you don't know what you're taking can be deadly.
That is so tragic, and it's so easy to get hooked. And once you are, it's so hard. It's so difficult to come out of that for so many people. Some do, and a lot don't.
And it's intentional by those who are creating and selling those kind of drugs.
Well, Floyd Donovan, I want to thank you for being with us. We've got about a minute to go here. You've told us a lot, and I think we've learned a lot about the Hearn House, and want to encourage you and the others to continue what you're doing. Hopefully some people are definitely going to be helped. Maybe there's some you can't, but at least you're trying.
Well, women within our church also give us a great amount of support, as well as members from other churches around, but we're formally looking for more community involvement, and we're looking for guidance to know, what to do and how to do it. But we're going to look to God as the ultimate guide for what our men do.
If somebody wants some more information, do they need to contact you, contact College Hills?
David Lutman is the president. Charles Cantrell is the treasurer. I'm a secretary. And Ron Cloyd runs the show day by day there. Any of us are open to talk with you about the possibility of you participating or helping or mentoring, we would love the opportunity to let you see specifically what the Hearn House is about.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. I've enjoyed your visit.
We appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Floyd Donovan with the Hearn House, and that's it for a Thursday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a tremendous day.